this recording? And you'll be like,
Yeah.
sure. All right, here we fucking go. We are live in the deal, not live, thank God. Because let me tell you, if there's a human being in the wrestling sphere that needs to never do a live, me. Just because every time I've ever tried, it's a fucking disaster. It's ridiculous, but this is a whole new thing entirely. I've been juggling with the idea, honestly, on my own. That's why it's so funny that you got with me and you were like, I want to kind of do a thing with the chains. And I'm like, fucking me too. We are doing yeah, dude, we're doing an NHB podcast, Breaking the Chains. And I am with someone that I think you said you've never done one of these?
Never done a podcast.
Chris Colvin.
This is my first, man.
Chris
and
Colvin
I'm excited to do it.
Oh, it's just like perfect, man. When we linked up and like we started talking, and then you wrote your piece about it was DVD days, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that show changed my it changed well, the Dean shows I think changed my fandom and my life anyway, but that match definitely, or that show definitely did. That was incredible.
Were you an old DVD VR guy?
I was not.
Okay.
I was not. I was not able to I just started reading it.
Yeah.
And it just I love going back. I've got all of the issues, I guess, on a Google Drive, and I love reading them. It's like a place and time we'll never get back, you know?
Without a doubt, and especially in the wrestling world, that was such that early to mid 2000s, especially era, is just so different. And for me, I always say I was a lurker. I never posted. I always just kind of I didn't even know there was forums for like probably a year or two until one day I finally like looked over into the corner, you know, it's like, you know, my pothead ass, like, who knows? I'm like 16, 17, like, bro, there's forums. Whoa. But yeah, I always loved it. Always loved the issues. Always loved the fucking players, you know, they just,
absolutely.
I wish people understood how much they shaped the quote unquote IWC, you know, they really did. All the shit like with the spreadsheet kids now, which I don't have a problem with. You know, I know a lot of older fans kind of like the fucking spreadsheets. I don't care, man. Whatever dials you in, I'm cool with. But I kind of get it, right? They just can't ever see that in the way that those guys did, man.
Well, you know, tape trading, that whole idea, you know, I'm a big music fan, and hell, in music when I was in the 80s, you know, that was tape trading was a thing back then, you know, and in wrestling, of course, and now everything's just easily accessible, and it kind of makes it a little less fun.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it does for me. Now, I love being able to just fire up whatever, right? But to the left of me over here is a stack of DVDs and Blu-rays that I actually prefer to watch rather than stream it.
Yeah, like we were giggling because we were texting back and forth, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna start the Champion Carnival from this year. And you're like, you know, it just came in the fucking mail yesterday. And I was like,
isn't that funny?
Of course. Fucking of course. Yeah. I'd have enjoyed
IVP, that dude is gonna send at least one of his kids to college because of what I've spent on DVDs.
You and my best friend in college, PJ, shout out to that guy, fucking Arkansas Tech, baby. That guy is who got me into IVP. I knew of IVP, but I was like, oh, that's neat. You know, whatever. You can just go in your fucking blinders world as a fan. You know, you pick your lane. And for me, I was always just full disclosure on that, you know, deep web, almost fucking Chinese YouTube world.
Yep.
I went that way with it for whatever reason. It's cheap. And then PJ's like, yeah, but bro, I'm telling you, the quality of these Blu-rays, because he's a little younger than me. He is from like 92, I believe. So his shit is Nitro era, right? So he did get all the fucking Nitros and Raws. And he's like, dude, it's straight from the network shit. And I'm like, oh, and it's very affordable. And Yeah, I can't say enough. Love that.
Well, it's funny. My tie to IVP also has to do with watching that first Dean show. They
Wow.
sponsored it, and Dylan mentioned something in his ad about it, and I was like, well, what the hell is this? I got to check this out. And then like placed an order that night while I was watching that show, and then the next morning couldn't wait to place another one. And
Yeah.
this shit starts coming in the mail. My wife was like, what are you ordering? You know, I'm like, DVDs. And she goes, DVDs? Who the hell does that?
Yeah, that I think that was exactly what my wife thought the other night when I was like, I'm gonna dust off the Xbox
Oh, yeah.
and I'm gonna put this Blu-ray of All Japan in.
Uh-huh.
She's
It's a
with the
great feeling,
program
though,
at this
man.
point.
The tactile feeling of holding physical media, just it can't be replaced.
Yeah, and the excitement of I just my biggest soapbox thing is how we don't appreciate these shows because we don't have to wait around for them. We don't have to sit with them either. You know, one of my things that I always talk about is WrestleMania 9, and it's one of those things that everyone lampoons for great reason. However, I think I watched that WrestleMania as much, maybe more than any as a kid. WrestleMania 11 is another one. Like the ones that people marginalize are usually the shit that I love for whatever reason. It's usually because it's what I had on me.
I like WrestleMania 4 better than 3.
I love WrestleMania 4 as well.
Fucking WrestleMania 4 is a great show. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. And I mean, you don't get a better finish than Macho. And I mean the hot dog guy, but it was pivotal to that being important, you know? Yeah. It's funny too that the Dean thing got you really deep into this stuff. Same. I remember, and it was not Dean 1, it was Dean 2.
Oh, wow.
And if I remember correctly, that was around the time that I quit drinking. And that was a very like dark time. And I just remember reading about they're doing a Dean outside the arena where Double or Nothing's at. And I remember watching that thing on YouTube when it dropped and just being like, this is the most unbelievable shit I've ever fucking watched in my life. And how the lights inadvertently fucked up. And then it's like this. Oh, it was like watching the OG WXW shit when they were in the fucking techno fucking bars. I loved it. And you add it's lucha going on in that setting, like unbelievable.
It's perfect.
And
the only thing they needed was some broken glass on the ground, and it would have had the perfect aesthetic.
They needed somebody to take an over the top bump into a fucking shopping cart of glass. That would have been the only thing.
Yes.
Gouge
or into a mobile Corona cooler.
Yeah. Somebody fucking just chunking it. Somebody going through a fucking windshield would have been nice as well. Just zone the 23 it up. So I like fucking, for whatever reason, it just hit me. And then I went back and read the DVD VRs and specifically Dean's stuff. And then I'm like having this whole conniption about, holy fuck, like I missed out on this whole thing. And, you know, I somehow end up linking up with some of these dudes. And then from that, this begins. And I kind of started to take this whole like wrestling, I guess, content creation, whatever the fuck, serious. And it quite literally is because of Dean too. So it's neat to see how big these shows have been.
Oh, it's really funny. And when you tell people that, like I actually told Phil Snyder to his face what Death Valley Days and of course what Dean meant to me. And it's the look on their faces is always satisfying because it's gratifying to see that they're truly touched by, you know, what they managed to do. And you know that's not their goal, right? Their goal is not to really be able to touch somebody at that level, but it's amazing what those shows mean to me and how I don't feel like, I don't know that I'd still be a fan today because I was wavering on when I tuned in that night. You know, it was WrestleMania weekend, so I always try to watch all the stuff, but that particular show, it just captivated me. It captured me at the right time.
Yeah. And it is just they also have such a beautiful grasp of what makes this whole world earn. Like that first dean, you had Thatcher Makabe, you had Damus Mad Dog,
Oh,
right? So it's like they knew, and they also knew that that WrestleMania wasn't going to have anything fucking like that. And that's the other part of those early Deans. And same with like Double or Nothing on Dean 2. They were like, cool, so we're going to do crazy lucha shit. We're going to do an insane, like, whole, like, multi man lucha fucking deal. We're going to have
yes.
these whole show. And so it's a whole different flavor, and very excited that they're going to live on with Sunday School with Produce. I
I'm
mean,
so stoked about that,
thank
man.
God.
I hope it doesn't end. I hope it keeps going because
Yeah.
those shows, like I really did. I was trying to make plans to go to Sunday School. It's not going to work out, but um, I'll travel for the Dean shows.
Of course. You always got to do that. I would, you know, like if it ever is remotely around, I don't give a fuck if it's in Atlanta. I'm going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And
Chattanooga. Just make the trip, dude.
oh man, I think everyone in the Chattanooga world has told me just go to Chattanooga. I think the wife, I think she would be down.
Oh,
I told
dude.
her about City Cafe.
Oh yeah.
We got to do it.
You know what? I'll hold Chattanooga's food scene up to any town that is that's in that size. Like we
Okay.
were talking about it this past weekend when my wife and I were there. It's just unbelievable. We 4 great meals while we were there, and nothing sucked, and it was
Yeah.
awesome.
That doesn't happen. And I live in Jacksonville. That shit
Yeah.
doesn't happen. And Jacksonville's a pretty fucking unsung food city as well. But yeah, it's becoming a mess. And just the overall vibe in Chattanooga, you know, the history aspect, as well as the new age sort of way that, like, I know it is headed, which thank fucking God we need that, especially in these trying times.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Chattanooga's a great city. My daughter lives down there, so I'm really biased. She went to school down there, so it's one of those things where when she said she wanted to go to college, I was excited that she was going to college down there because I had fallen in love with the city a few years before that. Just traveling down there with my wife just for weekends, not knowing anything about a wrestling scene, you know, not
Yeah.
really tuned into that. So
Yeah, it's so funny, man. Like I didn't just put it together. Like even like by Death Valley Driver days, I didn't fully understand like, oh no, TWE is like a big deal. And then like so through that, I have gotten involved. And obviously another company that I think is synonymous with TWE Arena is in HB. I
absolutely.
feel like it's like their second home. I mean, they
That's their home
love
away
it.
from home for sure.
Yeah.
And I think if Danny could relocate there, he might. I don't know. It feels like he might.
I
If
think
had
he
to-
said on fucking Twitter, like not long ago, straight up, that like if I had to leave the New York area, it'd be Chattanooga, no doubt
Yeah.
about it, or Japan, you know. But
Right. And I did see they're going to Japan. That was the announcement.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah, that's our breaking announcement. Japan,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Have you had a chance to watch the shows that just took place there?
yeah, and unbelievable. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
I enjoyed those.
yeah, I think
Those were a lot of-
'97 was my favorite.
Was that the one? Takeda was on all of those, right? Was he on all
Yeah.
3?
I
Okay.
believe
Was that the
so.
one that he main evented?
Yeah, it was the
With-
one with the crazy 6-man main.
Okay.
The last
Yes.
show. Yeah,
That was a hell of a show.
fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. So and I love the sport of arena, you know, how tiny and just shitty it looks. I love
yeah.
that shit.
Man,
I'm
I
an
love
old
that
IWA Mid-South guy, man.
Yeah.
The shittier the better. I told you about how I did the wrestling playlist season of giving
Yes.
submission all around shitty fucking venues.
I love that. I've got a little something to say about IWA Mid-South when we get to a certain wrestler from 98
Yes.
and 99.
Hey, well, then we're jumping right in then. You were there for 98. I'm so intrigued. The more that I see the TW Arena, like just the fucking layout,
Yeah.
how is that in that fucking like building? I don't even know how else to word it. It's crazy that there's a wrestling arena in that fucking just nothing sport like shopping plaza.
So the best that I can describe it, if I understand it correctly, it is half of an old Kmart.
Oh, makes sense.
So it's got some low ceilings,
Yeah.
as you see almost every show.
Yeah.
It's got low ceilings. It's small. I mean, the room is it's intimate. If you're not into getting to know the person standing next to you or sitting next to you, don't go there because you're close.
Yeah.
And it's just an incredible place that has the aura of that place has gotten better and better and better. Like with each, turning of the calendar, new year, it's like, oh shit, that the TWE arena is where great wrestling is happening. And I think it's one of the best in the South.
Yeah. I think it's the standard of the South. I'll be honest.
I think it could be. I mean, the place that Action runs from normally,
yeah,
when they're that place is I'd love to see it, but I'm not going to fight Atlanta traffic. That's not happening.
Oh, so. That's the only thing, man. I gotta like after like writing the piece I did for Voices of Wrestling on them, and like everybody involved was very, very complimentary from the Blood and Honey crew, and I was like, wow. I feel like I gotta go, but I'm also like, we gotta finagle like some sort of transportation. I don't want to fucking like deal.
Well, I'll say this: if you decide to go, I'll meet you down there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go to Blood and Honey.
Fuck, man. And that's
those
crazy.
Blood and Honey shows are absolutely insane too.
Yeah, that's a
deathmatch wrestling is having a moment.
It is, and it's fun to see. And I feel like, right at the forefront of it. Obviously, GCW, it's hard to argue that they're the biggest independent company in the world. They are. But when I think about, for one, and I like that how Danny differentiates it. Danny DeMonto's always said, listen, we are all deathmatch. That's what I want to be. When we look at the outfits that are all deathmatch, I feel like it's NHB leading the charge right now.
I think you're exactly right. And I think the one the only one that's out there that I see that could challenge them domestically, of course, is Blood and Honey. I watch shows from other deathmatch promotions around the country, and they all have some good qualities to them, but nothing that is like at the level of NHB. Nothing.
No.
They've built something, and I'm so glad that they were able to keep it, because it felt there for a minute here in the middle of the year that wasn't going to happen. And I'm so glad that we still have them.
Yeah, me too. That was very nerve-wracking, at the end of 90, what was it, 94 or 93? Mm-hmm. I was like, shit, man. And then
I was bummed out.
Yeah. And it was right when I got into it. I got really deep into No Holds Barred like a year ago. I mean, I that again from the second Dean, I got into this stuff, and like I was out of the indie scene. If it wasn't like Defy or something, maybe Prestige, I didn't really watch it. I was kind of very in AEW mind, I was still very because it's local. For me, they came out of Jacksonville as at the third ever show. So for a very long time, it was the local wrestling for me. Yeah, it's very weird relationship that my wife and I have with AEW because we love it, but it also isn't what exactly we remember it as. So that, it's just your fandoms that happens. And so NHB I got really into, and then like I'm fucking watching and they're like, oh yeah, so we're gonna like go away for a little bit and we're gonna come back. And I'm like, oh fuck, I've heard this before. The promoter, like, hey, everything's cool. but like we're gonna be gone for rebranding, and you know, we don't even have to get into why and whatever that is. But either way, it's NHB now. And like the unveiling of that was the 98 your show.
Yes.
So you jumped right on that at a perfect time.
Yes, absolutely. And it was, man, the room was full. Like, it was a packed house that for that show. And it looks like 99 was just as packed for that exploding cage. Man, there were some incredible performances on at 98, you know, Dr. Redacted, of course.
Oh God. Yeah.
Jesus, that Christ, that gusset plate to the brow, that opened him up. That was brutal.
That was fucking real brutal. That whole match with Sicko was
Yeah.
great. And I feel like it got better after the weird 3 count.
Absolutely, it did. That weird 3 count was, you know, unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I'm glad they restarted the match because that's where it really took off.
Yeah. But we started off fucking just as hot, I think. Eric Ryan and Jameson.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like looking into Jameson's future. I feel like, you know, I really
Jameson
think he's going to be that good.
Jameson, if he wants to, he can go anywhere he wants in this business. He is a talented kid. And yeah, I agree with you. And I kind of like the way he played it at first, just kind of fucking around with the audience, you know, as far as like, you know, not making it a death match. You know, he took the fluorescent bulb and threw it against the wall rather than hit him with it. I thought that was awesome.
And then, of course, he's like playing into the terracotta pots and shit.
Yeah.
And then he eats them. And it's just, you know, again, those two in particular, and Eric Ryan mainly, because I would feel like he's up there as one of the great American deathmatch guys ever, is telling a story. You know, that's what I loved about it. It was a slower pace. It wasn't just fucking going into some shit. It was building to it, and it was a perfect way to start the show, I thought.
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen NHB shows both ways, right? So I've been to several of them live, and I've seen them open up with that sort of opener, and then I've also seen, you know, Dr. Redacted come out in the opener and just, you know, knock the entire front row down, and then just it's off to the fucking races for the rest of the night. Either way you do it, they know how to pace a show, in my opinion. They're very good at pacing their shows.
Yeah. And that's a credit to Danny. Like, he knows, you know, it's like he looks at who he's got and he's like, okay. And it's like, bam, this is the order of shit. And a great example is that second match, the 4-way, or the Bobby Banks Invitational.
Right.
Which I thought was awesome that he took that and was like, these are all my guys. I fucking love these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this, it's Lucky 13, Anakin Murphy, Gary J, and Sean Campbell. I mean, it's like all guys that fucking kill themselves for this.
Yes.
And that's what we got.
Yes. So yes. And like my whole thing with those guys is like, for me, I'm a Sean Campbell dude, you know, like, so going back to Dr. Redacted, I saw Dr. Redacted put Sean Campbell through a pane of glass that I literally thought, this man's not going to get up. And I still don't know how he did, because it was one of the most violent collisions I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, that match itself, the 4-way, I thought was just an excellent showcase for all of them. You know, Anakin's really on his way.
I agree. I totally agree. And man, it's just every time I see him with Gary J, I see the aura transmitting. You're like, oh yeah, this is perfect.
You nailed it, man. That's right.
You know, and like Gary's so happy to give him that energy. He's like, I'm fucking getting near the end. You take it, kid. And he has, you know, this was a great sort of like, you know, like I said earlier, I think his coming out party has not even happened yet.
Right.
This was like his NHB, like, damn, he's not just a GCW guy. Like, he's a fucking deathmatch dude.
He is a deathmatch dude now. And I don't know, man. Again, I've been watching Anakin since it feels like I would have never picked deathmatch for him when I first started watching him about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? Deathmatch is not where I saw him ending up. So it's just amazing to see him go this direction.
Yeah, and he just has hit it so perfectly with the, over my dead body thing, and like just playing into the I'm a little fuck. You're gonna kill me, but how are you gonna kill me? And will I stay down? Love that shit. And of course, Lucky 13 wins because it's like Anakin doesn't need to win this shit.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I was standing next to a guy. His name was Chris as well. It was his birthday, and I just met he and his wife, and he was a Lucky 13 head.
Nice.
He said, Lucky 13 has to win this match. And I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to win this or not. And man, when he did, Chris went nuts. I'll tell you, it was awesome.
He's a huge purveyor of 2009 CZW.
That's exactly it.
I get it, man. Me too. Me fucking too. There's part of me still to this day that I'm like, man, Switchblades, they might, they could come back, even though Sammy's not what he used to be. But I'll tell you who fucking is who they are, and they are it to a fucking T. Dmitry Alexandrov and fucking Angel Metro. They had a really good fucking match.
They had a great match, and I thought that Dimitri looked great, but Angel, man, she just both nights killed it. I mean, night 2, my God, that was another bloodbath. Holy shit! Just real quick aside, I don't know the magic. Like, I don't know how these folks do this shit 2 nights in a row. I don't know how they do it 1 night in a row, but God bless them for doing it.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here, I'm going, okay, John Wayne Murdoch last night killed himself against Big Dave at night 0. He's really gonna fucking wrestle Mance tonight for the IWTV. They're not gonna like take a day off. It's gonna be bloody and crazy.
What the fuck? And just 4 days prior to that, John Wayne Murdoch killed himself in an NHB ring,
Like, what are we doing, man? Oh, right. You're fucking John Wayne Murdoch. Okay, maybe I should just shut up, I guess. But same with Angel. It's like, how does she keep getting up and fucking doing this?
Yeah,
just
I love it.
Dropped. Man. I mean, too.
I absolutely love watching her. The easy comparison is to kind of throw out there to a young Mickey Knuckles, right?
I was just thinking it.
Yeah, and that's a very easy comparison, and I think it's pretty accurate. I think. And I think Angel would really appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had we had the fucking craziness, the murders basically. So then we get into the goofy murder, which is El Schlacko.
Yes.
Dog. And then we get the surprise third, El Negro.
Yes.
Unbelievable. When Hoodfoot came out under the hood, I was like, I love Hoodfoot forever.
Oh, that was so funny. And I mentioned the guy I was standing next to, Chris. His wife had bought him they were selling like lucha masks at the door, and his wife had bought him a lucha mask, and he put that lucha mask on during that match, and it was just hilarious, man. The guy was so into it. And getting to see Poondog, I've always wanted to see him. I miss him every time.
Yeah,
he'll either be at the show the night after that I don't go to, or the night I'll get there on the Saturday, and they're like, "Yeah, he was here Friday." I'm like, "Shit,
like, fuck,
yeah.
I want to see this son of a bitch." Yeah, it was great.
He looks a lot like Tank, but I don't think that's Tank.
They're not. It's not.
Yeah.
He draws the fucking tattoos, and it doesn't even look the same.
Yeah.
El Schlacko though is Schlack, by the way. I'll that's where I'll draw the line.
Oh no. You just unmasked him, dude. We're fucked.
Sorry. Oh god damn it. I'm sorry, Danny. Danny's gonna cease and desist me and go, "You motherfucker, you're killing the business." Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Now I don't know who El Negro was, but
I don't know. But but in unrelated news, I do love Hoodfoot.
Absolutely. So. And I'm a Hoodfoot fan too. And I wish he would have been there for 98. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Maybe he was around. I feel like maybe in the back. I feel like he was drinking in the back.
Yes. I feel like
a lot of people were.
Yes.
The next match might be, no, I still think match of the night is that main with Redacted and Sicko, but I loved Reed Bentley against Nino Extremo.
All right, man, that's my match of the night.
Yeah, it
I
just
went back and watched it today just to make sure that I didn't have the beer goggles on. It
yeah,
it easily the match of the night.
it just
For
had
me,
all of it, man. It felt like,
yes,
and again, I watched it at home. You were there live, so I'm glad to see that I'm kind of onto something here. You felt the energy change in this match.
100%. 100%. And I said that I had something to say about IWA Mid South.
Yeah,
Do you see Slim J in Extremo? Or
no.
not Slim J, dang it. JC Bailey. I'm sorry. JC Bailey.
Yeah,
I mean, all he needs is a ball bearing necklace, man. And he's JC Bailey reincarnated.
it's
You know,
wild, man.
I
Yeah, he
love,
really is.
yeah, I love watching him, man. He's reckless, but in a way that feels like it's almost like controlled.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how the hell, like that apron spot. Let's see, the apron spot was night. That might have been night 2. The night 1 had the baking sheet with the gusset plates, right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that
Holy
sounds
shit.
right.
Man,
Fuck.
they just keep coming up with these weapons, man. And it's like, who the fuck dreams this stuff up?
That kid, I think his name's Yashiro, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker and all his buddies do.
Yes.
And bless y'all, because fuck, man. Like, I don't know. And I don't know how they handle it, man.
I don't
Especially a
know.
guy like Reed Bentley that's been doing this as long as he has. It's amazing.
And Reed looked great, man. And
Yeah.
Reed opened up a gusher near the end of that
Oof.
match. I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys, man, they come to Chattanooga, and that's the effort they put in every time they come to Chattanooga. And I think they do it for every show, but being in the room, I can tell you that the energy, the NHB comes and they are excited to be there. I can tell you
Yeah.
that.
It's
It's
just another
obvious
level.
just by the performances.
Yeah. And another one like Anakin Nino, I mean, he's gonna go as far as he wants to go. This kid is unbelievable.
Oh, I could definitely hear arguments for like, wrestler of the year, newcomer of the year, that kind of thing for him, because he's just had one hell of a great year. And I think just going to get better.
Think that, I'm with you. I will concede that was the match of the night, overall. I think maybe moment of the night might be this next one, Nathan Mallory against John Wayne Murdoch, because I feel like this was the anointing of Nathan as
Yes.
he's the next big death match dude.
Do you have a particular moment that you would say was moment of the night? Is it the chair?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it actually my favorite, and I told Rev this, and he was like, yeah, it was fucking great. Was when Murdoch was up top on the board and Nathan lit it on fire to get him to go through the door. That's like one of my favorite spots in forever.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I thought when he lit the chair on fire, I thought that was just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Just Mowry is again another guy that I could see in death matches when I first started watching him, but he was just part of the Coven of the Goat. He wasn't really doing that. And then he showed up on NHB, and I was like, holy shit, what's he gonna do? And then he's lighting his knee on fire and he's doing all this crazy shit.
Like, fuck, man, you're right. The Killbilly, baby.
So Mowry and Toby Klein scared the living shit out of my daughter at Death Valley Days. We were on the front row, and Toby Klein, he gets busted open, and then Nathan Mowry's trying to light himself on fire. My daughter looks at me and she's like, "What did you bring me to?" And I said, "Man, it gets even better than this." And she was like, "Okay, I don't know how this is good, but I'll take it." And I've got a picture on my phone of Mowry with his knee on fire. It's because I gave her my phone and said, "You're good at taking pictures. Just take them for me." But yeah, it was Mowry's awesome, and I agree with you. Murdoch What do you think? Where do you think Murdoch's at right now? Do you think what stage of his career do you think he's in?
I think that he is at the point where he's done it all,
Yeah.
and he's given back. I don't think
Yeah.
he's at the end,
Right.
but I think he's on the beginning of the down in terms of like, hey, I don't need to be your top guy. I'm willing to put over some young guys, but I'm not putting anybody over. And I think
Yeah.
it said a lot. You know, the big thing with John Wayne Murdoch has always been he doesn't verbally put anyone over that he doesn't really believe in. And he fucking put Nathan over after this one. Huge.
Sure did.
Not only just literally putting him over because he lost, but like, you know, that says it all right there. I think John Wayne's looking around. He's seeing Anakin. He did it with Anakin and Bloodstone too. You know, he sees it and he's really good. You know, he was very early on the Akira bandwagon as well.
He
Like,
sure was.
yeah, I kind of have put that together through like watching every interview I can get my hands on of like, you know, how that, and he's got an eye for talent. And I think he doesn't want to do this shit forever. And I wouldn't either.
Right. Right. And I agree with you, but I could see him sort of following Danny's path and maybe having a promotion at some point of his own.
Love that.
You know, once he's sort of done, I think he still is located out of Texas, maybe doing something, you know, closer to his home. But I could see him staying in the business and running a promotion. I think he'd be great at it. But I'm like you, man. I don't think he's on the tail end of his career yet.
No.
I just think he's in that give back mode.
Yeah. He just, you know, you got to cycle in and out. I think people forget, you know, I think Terry Funk was a great example of that, of like, you got to be aware of where you're at. And he knew like, okay, I'm not a top guy in All Japan. I got to go here. Or, okay, you know, Florida, I've kind of, you know, worn it out here with Dusty. I need to go back to Texas or whatever. I think John Wayne, you know, if you look at his career, he's always kind of been that way. He was like the GCW guy. And then that phased out a little bit. And he still does things, but it's not as much. Now it feels like he's NHB again, full force, serious. Yeah, like to the point that he was wearing the NHB shirt last night. You know what I mean? It's like,
yes,
I think that's
absolutely.
Sort of,
I think he's back in 100%.
Yeah. And it's beautiful to see because I think him and Danny together creatively, you see the shows are just different. And I watched an interview they did, and Danny admitted, he said, hey man, when you left, there was no locker room leader, man. There was nobody there. It's just me.
I've got to check out that interview. It's been in my queue on IWTV forever, and I haven't watched it. I need to check that
Fascinating. out. They get real about like, hey man, you know, you had a problem. And John Wayne's like sitting there like, I had an addiction. And you're like, oh shit. But it was never like that. You know how like RFs get really cringe and you feel weird because it's just confrontation. Absolutely. It never gets there. Thank God.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I'm just such a big. I've been a Murdoch fan forever, man, and I love watching this sort of. It's a mild resurgence for him. It feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's what you're saying. Like people are getting more aware of the deathmatch stuff. The younger fans I find are really fascinated with it. And they're getting into it and they want to know who, you know, hey, tell me who the goats are. You know, they want to like mainline it. And I mean, John Wayne to me I think it's hands down the best American deathmatch guy in the world. I think without a doubt. I think Takeda takes him over like globally right now, but it might even be 1A, 1B right there of the top in the world.
You know, for me, I'm always going to sort of wind up, you know, worldwide. I'm going to go Jun Kasai, but that's just, you know, I have a place for him in my heart, you know, that dude. But, you know, domestically, I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, he's probably the best in the country.
For sure. And I mean, a guy that's fucking getting up there though is the guy that beat him for the American Deathmatch title. And I know we talked about it, but we'll kind of just break it down there. Taking on Sicko. This felt like very much a dream match sort of thing. You know, it's like, ooh, this is cool.
Absolutely. This was the one that I was really excited to see how this played. You know, Sicko is a guy who the first time I ever saw him, I think he wrestled for Deep South a little bit, and I never watched that stuff. But
Yeah.
he was on a NHB show that I went to like a year ago, and he was on that card, and it was the first time I'd ever seen him. And he was in the opener, and of course those guys that are in the opener, when they're new, they just go 100% balls to the wall.
Yep.
And he did, and he's still doing it. Like, he does not have a lower gear. He's just all gas.
It's crazy. I mean, him and Nino, that's why that match in GCW, I mean, my God.
That match was insane.
Oh,
Yes.
my God. Yeah. Because they got that same quality of just all gas. It never stops. And that's what this fucking match with Redacted was. And I almost, like we said earlier, I almost like that they had the fuck up, like, pre-finish thing.
Yep.
And because it allowed Danny to come out and just immediately be like, fuck that shit, which is so fucking no holds barred. Like, fuck that, restart it. And you could see Cody immediately was like, I know what's gonna happen, man. I just have to do what I gotta do. And it fucking amped up. That's when the match happened, I feel like.
So I'll tell you what's funny about Danny coming out was, and I think Dylan may have mentioned it on commentary, the mic had been giving them trouble all night.
Yeah.
Like, it just feedback, just terrible shit. Well, right there at the end, Danny comes out and you hear him clear as day. It's like the first time the mic worked perfectly all night was when Danny comes out to announce the match is starting back up. It was just perfect. Just perfect.
Well, we haven't even talked about how great Dylan and fucking Jeff G. Bailey were on commentary. Oh my God. That just classic stuff, man.
I wish those guys did more than just NHB. I love listening to them.
Yeah.
Dylan's just encyclopedic, he is such a student of the history and knows it. And we were talking about DVR earlier, and that's where he cut his teeth,
Yeah.
So he's one of us. And Jeff G. Bailey, one of the greatest managers in Southern wrestling history.
Oh God, yeah. That's one of those. If you haven't watched Wild Side or Anarchy, you gotta fucking jump on that. And it's on IWTV.
Absolutely. And it's worth checking out. It's fun to go back. I love when they upload episodes. I'll just put it on and I don't even really need to know what's happening, because you get caught up watching it. They catch you up.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's true episodic wrestling.
Yep.
So the main event was insane. Of course, the image of Redacted, just blood red, where he had the white fucking scrubs on. Oh my God.
I wish Redacted wore red every time, but I get it. Yeah. I get it, or wore white every time, but I totally understand why he doesn't. But man, that was when he came out in white, I was like, oh fuck, here we go.
It was unbelievable. So a great end to that. And then we go right into 99. You fucking were like, that was insane. I gotta fucking sit at the fucking daughter's house and watch this.
I tapped out. Yep. I hated to, but
hey,
Friday night was tough.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. You go to these, especially these NHB shows at TWE, you can just see it. It's a trek. It's an experience. It's worth it. Yeah. But man, those double shots, like the SCI, man, I don't know how these motherfuckers, I want to do it. I will, eventually I will. But God, man, that's a hell of a it's adrenaline dump too,
Yes.
Again and again.
I've done the SCI full weekends, including the future shows. And by Saturday night, typically the match before the main, it's like, holy shit, I am exhausted. It just wrecks you. But SCI, if you have never been, I totally recommend you going. It's a great week. Yeah.
I got to do it. And especially knowing that like everyone I look up to and admire is involved. Doing it. So, it was another fucking start. It's crazy too to think that, Bobby V comes out. We're like, we don't know who the fuck he's going to wrestle. We have some announcements. I couldn't remember everyone that couldn't make it, but we had some people got hurt and all that stuff that can't be on the show. And of course, Sicko answers the call because it's Sicko. And they have like almost a 10-minute fucking death match here. And it's just like, good God, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that man was able to make it to the arena, let alone the ring. And then put on 10-minute match like he did.
Yeah.
That was brutal. He's tough, man.
So fucking tough. And you see, hey, and he had that disgusting cut from goddamn GCW still that kept opening. It was like, fuck, man. All right. But hey, apparently his wife or girlfriend, I'm not sure the exacts on that, was there being supportive. Great. Hey man, that's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think he had more than just her. He had some other family members that looked like that may have made the trip with him.
Hey.
Yeah, it was really cool. Really cool.
Well,
he came out and was part of the crowd, after his match.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Just like Nino at fucking Tournament of Survival. That's amazing. And then next we had Cody Manhorn jumping in there in the ring against Dimitri. And my thing with Cody Manhorn is he is a tough motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Obviously 100%. A Marine, that plays into it. But I thought this was great. And I thought it was a great way to like, I don't want to say squash, but we knew Dimitri was going to win this. And then we get the whole thing of, hey, you leveled up. You're getting the fucking American Deathmatch title at 100, which is like, whoa. And couldn't be more deserving. I've noticed Dimitri coming up in the ranks, obviously in Texas where he lives and all that. And it's like, this does feel like what GCW is doing with like Anakin and Jameson and those guys and Viper's and all them. This is the NHB of that, I feel like.
Yes, and I think you're correct, and he definitely deserves it. Is this Manhorn's last year in the ring?
I believe so.
I think he's given up like even reffing as well.
I think he's fully leaving the business, which is a shame.
Well, I get it. I mean, he is something, a hell of a performer. And like you say, just someone that can get in there, and he is a tough motherfucker. 100%.
He was 100% ready for Dimitri. He didn't give a fuck what they were doing. And he got his spine realigned for it. So
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And then easily the most fun match of the night was Tank and Neil Diamond Cutter, last time ever, because we know 100%. Neil Diamond Cutter is absolutely retiring this year. And Tank, he's saying he's winding down. I don't know. We'll see.
Right. I thought he was wound down completely after the Bear Bronson match earlier in the year, but it didn't happen.
Nope.
He's back, and I don't think he's going to have a tough time staying away from NHB shows when they come to Red Bank.
Yeah. I'll put it this way: Poondog might have a longer career than maybe Tank, but I feel like somebody in that universe will have a spot. I loved this. This was fun. They beat the fuck out of each other. Old school. It felt like an old IWA Mid-South fucking fight.
It sure did.
It needed to be.
Yep.
And then at the end, the big endorsement of Tank to Neil, like, hey, have a good one, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good moment. And I had actually forgotten that Neil Diamond Cutter this was his last year. It just eluded me, So I was like, oh shit, it is his last year. And I guess I liked at the end when they busted the light tubes over their heads.
Yeah, that was great.
As a going away. That was pretty cool.
A little party.
I like how the Reverend didn't get it the first time.
Yeah, of course. Of course not. Fuck. And then another Ascension moment. She didn't win the match, but Eric Ryan and Angel Metro had just like a 6.5 minute, just let's beat the fuck out of each other situation. And we always appreciate that.
Did you see Angel's? I mean, she was bandaged up, man. Holy shit. She took a beating the night before, and 6.5 minutes was more than enough for that.
And then I believe this is after the match when we have the big Lucky 13 quote unquote heel turn, which I thought was great, but also funny when you realize, like, I do believe they are dating. I think that's the whole situation. Which, why not? Right? Like, it's like, I'm waiting for the Nomi Bear fucking, betrayal eventually, which will be tremendous.
Oh, that's going to be great when it happens, and you know it's coming. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
it's coming. Yes.
And then we had like
Lucky 13 just, I mean, he leveled the shit out of her with that clothesline.
I know. And you can
It's like,
imagine,
whoa, dude, you know, like that's your lady.
but I guarantee you that she was like, "You're laying it the fuck in, or we're gonna have problems."
You
And
know
so-
she did. Yeah.
And I get it, man. That's the business. We had another one that was maybe even more fun than it was great, which was Nathan Mowry and Reed Bentley.
Yes.
We had the dueling spouses, I
Yes.
believe, was in this one, which was great. Where Reed Bentley grabs Nathan's wife and uses her as a fucking weapon, and that was
hilarious.
It might have been the Nino match, but either way, I think that came back with Nathan. I think Nathan used his girlfriend.
Yes. So in
That's
the
what it
Nino
was.
match, he used In the
Yeah.
Nino match, he used Mowry's wife. Yeah.
A great matchup too on paper. You know, again, another one. Nathan just wrestling both rejects this weekend. I like that little
Yes.
like Danny Easter egg. I feel like that's very deliberate. And beat both of them. He wins.
Yes, absolutely. And he had a good weekend. You know, he got endorsed.
He got endorsed, and he got endorsed by both. You know, Reed had a moment as well after this where he's like, "Hey, what am I going to say?" And I mean, he's Mr. fucking Atlanta Deathmatch. He is the guy
Yes.
right now. So neat to see. You can't help but wonder, Nathan Mowry got to be factored into this deathmatch, American Deathmatch Championship situation at some point down the road.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to see Nathan travel a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there's reasons he doesn't, but you know, I'd love to see him in, you know, in some NHB shows, you know, on the East Coast, or, you know, when they hit Chicago, those sorts of things. Like we don't get to see enough of him.
Yeah. No. I mean, the most that he works is, like you're saying, the Chattanooga area stuff in Atlanta, because
Yep.
he is a regular TWE, obviously Blood Money, and then I think he's done like now and then action stuff, but mainly now Blood and Honey is basically the death match action. I mean,
Yes.
it's no secret that looks like the action ring they use. So
Yes.
there you go. You know.
Wait a minute, you're not unmasking that as well, are you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's kind of like how
business is dead.
The business is dead, but it can't be more dead than fucking Rev left it in my interview, where he just like dropped the bomb of like, yeah, Matt Griffin bought TWE. Oh, wait. And then he's like, well, fuck, when you buy the ticket, it says action on, which I did not know, but that's funny, right?
You know, and I never picked up on that. I didn't know until he said that. So I was like, oh shit. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Which I think you and I have talked before. It's way off the subject, but I think we've talked before that frees Jaden up for some big things.
Oh, very, very good. Yeah, I'm excited for the future of that whole family of promotions.
Yeah, me too. Especially with produce, you know, kind of signing off on them too.
Yeah, and that, by the way, just saying from what I know, which is not that much, expect that more with other places. Good. Yeah, because I think it helps.
Absolutely does.
It lets that the whole thing about produce, and I know this is not a produce podcast, but people forget that is, you know, the whole thing is supposed to be accentuating the talents that aren't being accentuated. So what would be the point of him just bringing in every fucking top indie guy? That doesn't help anybody. But if we can throw you in with a Tommy Billington and Adam Priest, or, you know, like what is coming on Produce 3, where we're doing Cowboy Way against Violence is Forever. Let's do that a little bit. Let's mingle and make this, you know, help everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I that's what I'm interested to see, kind of where these cards go with produce and how they build. We've seen the first two. Now let's see where they go from here.
Absolutely. Another crazy death match, sort of maybe not a dream match, but a very intriguing one here in our semi-main was Schlack against Nino.
Oh yeah.
Which what you would expect. Nino getting the shit beat out of him and just not giving up.
Oh, I couldn't take my eyes off of Nino's spine. It had a abrasion bruise on it that just looked like it had to be extremely painful, you know. And I'm just looking at that going, damn. And he just kept getting up, and
Yeah.
he's wrestling like has no pain at all. And I'm like, how the hell does he not, you know, again, these guys, I admire the shit out of what they do.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. And a guy like Schlag, I know enough to know that he doesn't pull any fucking thing. He beats the fuck out of these guys. It's remarkable. You know, I mean, you know, it's like it's the meme with guys like fucking Cornette and shit of like, you know, well, they're not going to be anything at 40, but it's like there is that element, right? Where you're like,
Right.
fuck, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll take it while I can get it. And I'm glad to get it. And that's the
Yeah.
difference, right? Like I see the other side of this, but then you see a John Wayne Murdoch that just keeps ticking. You never know.
Yeah, I've never been like, you know, I'm not in the safety police. It's not my job. It's their
Yeah.
career, not mine. If they're comfortable doing it, I'm comfortable watching it, you know.
Yeah.
But it was that match that Slack had the apron Death Valley driver that kind of went a little bit awry.
Ooh, very much so. That was one of the ones, like another one that isn't NHB, but where the finish to last night with Nino and Jameson, I had to like wait, and my wife's like, "Are you good?" I went, "I just got to make sure Jameson didn't die here because that looked nasty."
Oh, that was
Thank
insane.
God we're good, but holy shit, man! Yeah, same here. Where I went, okay, they're alive.
Yeah, when he rolled under the ring after that spot, I thought, "Uh-oh, is he okay?" And he, I mean, the match continued. They kept going. Yeah.
And we saw Nino last night at night
That's right.
0, so I guess he's fine enough. Fuck.
God, I can't wait for that show to drop so I can watch it in full.
I know, me too. Yeah, I didn't watch it in full. I didn't grab. There was a couple matches I didn't see. The Boot Scoot Boogie match, and like maybe something else. But
well, they said the Boot Scoot Boogie match was an absolute bloodbath. So
oh fuck yeah, it needed to be. You know, after the fucking Sean Campbell unfortunate shit, you know, it had to be. And then our main of God, I feel like the year.
Yes.
4-way fucking American Death Match, exploding cage. We got Redacted in there, Hoodfoot. When they announced Hoodfoot for this, I was like, holy shit, I feel like I haven't seen Hoodfoot in a million years.
Right. Yeah. So this was where I felt completely terrible about not going to the show.
Right.
Because I was like, oh my God, I wish I was in that room to witness this spectacle. And by the end of it, I was like, I'm kind of glad I wasn't, because I don't know how they're breathing.
They weren't, apparently.
Yeah.
So it was Redacted, Hoodfoot, Jameson Shook, and John Wayne Murdoch. You know, what a perfect combo for something like this, because you got the young, crazy motherfuckers in Redacted and Jameson, but then you have the veterans that can like anchor this in Murdoch and Hoodfoot. It's like, we got to have structure here, which did they really? Maybe not, but like you couldn't fucking see anyway. So that kind of went out the window quickly. But this was just insane, man. This felt much more of like the FMW epic, sort of just a fucking war zone more than a match.
I thought of Hayabusa versus Onita, exploding cage, you know, just a total shit show, you know, and a fun shit show. It was so much fun.
It was so good.
Yeah. I mean, I really, I don't rate matches, but you know, if I were, why would you rate this one? This was just, this was spectacle. You know, this is professional wrestling, you know.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was that, and Jameson's gotten to where, man, he has got instinct.
Yeah.
He has got instinct for this stuff. And like what he did last night at night 0. And, you know, he has an instinct, and it's brought that into TWE and into the Chattanooga area. And, man, I hope he sticks around for a while, and I hope they just let him take the ball and run with it, because he's awesome. He's doing great things.
I got a feeling, bet on the get the ball and run. It just feels like that they are very aware of what they got, and he's very aware of the fact that he doesn't want to go anywhere helps him. And hey, fuck yeah, you know. him coming out in the fucking pink get up, looking
I
like
loved it.
Justin Timberlake in '99 was tremendous. Hoodfoot taking the pink shades and wearing them was
Yes.
tremendous.
Yep.
It was just like, oh man, these are the four motherfuckers right now in American Death Match.
Yes, 100%. And it was, and what's crazy is when you think about it, on the same night, there was a deathmatch tournament happening in Houston,
Yeah.
and you had a lot of talent there. But this show did not suffer from that at all. This weekend didn't suffer from, and I feel like that show didn't suffer either. Like there's plenty to go around, thankfully.
Oh yeah, plenty to fucking go around. And also the build, because I figure we might as well run into what we know will be on NHB 100, which is SummerSlam weekend. For those that practice that, probably not many of you listening to this, hopefully. They're not going to be there. They're going to be in Atlantic City. And this is a crazy fucking card. Schlack and Slade, first off, just what the fuck? God. Unbelievable. They're going to kill each other.
Oh my God. Slade, just inject him in my veins. I love that dude.
Yeah, dude. I love Slade. I've talked to Slade a little bit. It's not much of a gimmick, man. That guy is fucking wild. I love it.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad that he's not like a normal 9-to-5 or some shit. I'd be so disappointed.
No, the only thing that makes him a normal human is here's my number for the booker. That's about all. Everything else was fucking just like, I'm down. Let's do that. Let's do weird.
Oh, he's incredible.
Lucky 13 and Angel happening on 100, so they're getting it right in there, getting it going.
That's gonna be good.
It'll be insane. Fuck yeah. And of course, you know what? I'm gonna wait for that for the fucking end. That's like the main event announcement. It's not even on Cage Match yet. We've got the American Deathmatch title, Redacted Dimitri. We know what that is. That's gonna be insane. I almost feel like there's a real chance Dimitri takes that title.
I do too. I was going to ask you if you felt that was something that could happen, and I really think it's Dimitri's. I think the endorsement he got, and just kind of the weekend he had, and then the year he's had, I think they're getting ready to put the title on him.
I do too. So insane there. Then we get another four-way, which they're four-way and multi-man death matches in NHB. Just always hit home runs, and you can't help but get it with this one. We got Low Life Louie making his return to NHB.
Yes.
Casanova Valentine making his return.
There you go.
Hoodfoot, and then a real wild card, Kaplan from AIW.
Oh,
dude. This guy's crazy. I watched him wrestle Mance Warner like maybe a month ago, and they beat the fucking shit out of each other. So very excited to see him in the chains here.
Oh man. So I'm not familiar with him. So I need to get on him.
Yeah. He's a guy that I believe Dominic Guarini trained. I believe he's out of the AIW school. So he knows how to go and he understands the moment. So that'll be fun. I feel like him and Hoodfoot will have a good little interaction against each other. Just two big fuckers just beating the shit out of each other. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be good. Yeah, you're right about the four ways, man. They always just they just tick the box, man. They're great.
They're fucking real great. Manser putting the IWTV title, if he still has it, against Reed Bentley. This is one of the most IWA Mid-South coded things ever.
Yes, it is.
Like, fuck, how this is not like happening in Midlothian or something, or
right? Yeah, Clarksville, Indiana.
Yeah, at the fucking flea market, the Kmart building,
in front of 28 people.
Fuck. Yeah, it's going to be a little too big of a house for these two. They're going to be like, damn, there's actually too many people here. What are we going to do?
This is not, hold on.
And then I feel like the main event, it's got to be the main event. Last man standing death match. Eric Ryan, John Wayne Murdoch. Holy fuck. I mean, these guys did an hour during the pandemic.
They sure did.
They've had killers.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time, man. Thanks for jogging my memory there. I forgot about that. Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
It just feels like a perfect 100th show for a company.
It does. He's done a great job putting that card together. And it's where it needs to be as well. It's taking place exactly where it needs to take place.
100%. We had to go back home.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to it. So you said that's SummerSlam weekend. That's not too far off.
Yep, August 1st.
Yeah.
In Atlantic City. So that is the NHB news that we have for y'all. I feel like this fucking hit home run. We're gonna do this a lot more.
Oh, I hope so, man. I really had a great time.
Yeah, dude. And this will be easy for me. Usually with my co-host Jim, I go, and he's on socials. You fucking aren't on socials. You said fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm on Substack and that's it.
Yep, on Substack, Chris Colvin. He's awesome. Yep. You'll see me re-stack his shit constantly. Basically anything you write, I'm down. I read it right away. So
well, I do appreciate it, man. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing this again.
Absolutely. So until next time, go watch more NHB. Go watch just wrestling and enjoy it.
Yeah, watch all the wrestling you can.
Yeah.